tell us, what do you think of her campaign so far?
So this is about her campaign and not her. What in the hell are they doing? I mean, I don't understand it. I don't know why they came out so early. I guess we'll maybe find out along the way, because mark my words, in the next 4 weeks, you're going to see a lot of behind-the-scenes finger pointing and snipping and sniping at each other behind their backs, because that's what they do. And that was one of the downfalls for her in 2008. The difference being now, she doesn't have any competition, so she doesn't care. And she was actually quite charming today. I thought it was funny when Ed Henry interrupted her at her event. She said, "I'll take your questions." You know, it was cute. People that know her personally say that she's really like that she's fun to be around. And sometimes you work for a boss where that doesn't come across on TV, you know, and I could say that I worked for somebody like that, right? I'm telling you all these funny stories about 43 that you've never heard before, because you think, well, that's not the guy we saw. And I think that maybe she's different from the person that you see on television too. But the campaign itself, I think, is abysmal. And I also think that they were not ready for all of these stories. I don't even know if the campaign manager knew about the secret email server. They certainly didn't know about Sidney Blumenthal. I mean, that is a huge story. You have President Barack Obama saying, by no means will Sidney Blumenthal be anywhere near my administration. And he tells her, no, he cannot work for the government. So what does she do? She installs him at the Clinton Foundation while he's allowed to still make money off of companies in Libya, sending her intel memos about Libya to her private email account that she did not disclose on intel matters of Libya, Benghazi, Gaddafi, and it is mind-boggling to me. And nobody feels like they don't feel like they have any responsibility to answer any questions. They just hope it all goes away.
But is that strategy going to work? Just going down in a bunker and just figuring that it's going to blow over with the press cycle? Is it going to? Don't you think it's going to stay there? What's your opinion?
So on my travels around the country, I would say there's a lot of people who would feel like it won't blow over, and they're disgusted. They don't want her to win. But if you got to look at the numbers, and I think it will be very, very difficult for a Republican to win in 2016 and in 2020, unless there's somebody can break through with some better transformative thinking, some forward-looking thinking. I don't like what's happening on the immigration side of things. In fact, the more I hear about it, like last week when the Congress voted to try to restrict immigrants, illegal immigrants, but immigrants from becoming citizens after they serve in our military, is preposterous. And I remember President Bush signed an executive order doing the exact opposite of that. And they're trying to renege that. I hope that President Obama stays strong on that, but it might pass. So I just think by the numbers, demographically, it is very hard for a Republican to win. And certainly when you have 22 vying for the spotlight, they're going to water each other down. Now somebody will emerge, and no candidate is perfect. Certainly Hillary Clinton isn't perfect.
So does that mean that Hillary Clinton will be the next president?
I don't know if she will be the next president. I hope a Republican wins, but I would say on the gender side of things, you cannot, as Republicans, underestimate the power of the gender issue. And Democrats should not overestimate it either. But it's real, it's out there, and we're all paying attention to it now, but most people in America will not pay attention to this campaign until September of 2016. So we've got a long way to go between now and then. And it'll be hard for her to stay out there. I can understand why she doesn't want to take questions. I mean, it's going to be a long campaign when the media has no one else to focus on. And a lot of the young reporters, they didn't grow up through the Clinton White House. So they don't know that it's not allowed that you can't ask these types of questions. Maggie Haberman of the New York Times is arguably the best political reporter out there right now. You keep an eye on her. She's very good. And she's giving Clinton a hard time.